So, folks, we are going to be heading out now. We're going to go towards the river section. We're going to try to look for some lions. I am in the heart of Africa right now. I'm in a safari here in, I don't even really know where I am, to be honest with you. But there's an idea that I've been meditating on this week that I want to share with you guys throughout this video. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's worth doing, right? That's the main premise of this idea. You know, we look at the car that the people we look up to are driving, the places where they're traveling to, the houses, the girl that they have, right? The status, the fame, the whatever the metric of value that we are measuring them by, right? We're looking at these things, and to most people these things are very difficult to get, right? They are unattainable, and because there is a form of difficulty attached to it, we automatically think that those things are valuable. But then more often than not, you tend to one day achieve these things and you realize that, wow, these things aren't necessarily valuable. They were just difficult to attain. You know, there's a massive difference between the two. And in the process of attaining these difficult things, you tend to sacrifice a lot of valuable things that you once thought weren't as valuable, and they might have just been the price of this dream, right? Which might have a false sense of worth to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are in the gym right now. And I'm actually here with my brother James. Yes. He's part of the exclusive community, and I want him to quickly tell you guys what happened literally today and yesterday.
Yeah, so basically it's very exciting. I signed my first 2 clients this week. Yeah. So big things coming. Let's go.
So we are training some back today, back and biceps. So we just make sure this thing's in focus. So yeah, we're on the chest machine right now. We're gonna do some incline dumbbell curls, and yeah, let me give you guys some footage. Health and wealth, guys. It's a balance. Chris Williams shared this idea that, you know, true value doesn't have a surface level status, right? You know, it's not in aesthetics or price tags or like a public perception. He says that it is what fills a person spiritually, emotionally, physically, and if I dare say so, lovingly, right? It's what fills a person. And what I'm trying to say is, right, is that yes, most meaningful things is difficult to attain. You know, most meaningful things are difficult. But something that I think I'm focusing on this week is realizing that just because something is difficult does not inherently make it valuable. Because we tend to just chase things that are not aligned with who we are, but just because it's hard to get, right? The 100K a month business, the Porsche, the Ferrari, the Rolex, the big mansion in Val de Vie, right? The traveling every month because you see everyone else in the industry doing so. And we tend to put those things on a pedestal and sacrifice a lot of valuable things for that, right? And now I'm not bashing those things, but I think for majority of people, if you are not aligned with your true goals, those things are worthless. And what you are chasing is not necessarily the things, but what they represent, right? The freedom, the confidence, the purpose. That's actually what we are chasing. This is how I think non-valuable but difficult pursuits sneak into our goals. We just assume that because we are grinding, you know, it justifies the goal. But sometimes that goal is not even what you really want, right? It's not even the thing that you are truly wanting to pursue or achieve. You know, attaining something worthwhile is often hard, but just because something is hard or difficult does not mean it's inherently worthwhile. That's where discernment comes in. At least for myself, you know, true success lies in pursuit of our truest desires and becoming clear on those things. You know, I think Nietzsche said, you know, we don't desire the desired, we desire the desire, right? It's most of the time the thing we are looking for is just pursuing something that we deem to be purposeful, not actually achieving it, right? Which is a fairly interesting idea. Let me show you a banger afternoon meal, snack, dessert thing that I love doing every single day. If you are struggling to figure out what meals to eat and what food to make that's healthy, focus on ingredients, okay? All my foods or single ingredient foods, right? And I usually mix just different ingredients that I like. So for example, whey protein, this is probably the best whey protein you can get. Chia seeds, cacao nibs, essentially raw yogurt, frozen blueberries, and you mix all that together. And I'm going to do some raw honey as well, just to top it all off. And that will be my afternoon snack. Look at that amazing ingredients. So as I'm making my way to go and pick up some raw milk, honey, and yogurt, I want to read something that I wrote down as a reminder to myself, right? I want to be the first to say that I am definitely not perfect. And this that I wrote down is a reminder to myself, right? You can't make both money and Jesus your God, right? So to make something your God, what does that mean? It means giving it ultimate authority in your life, your trust, love, and devotion. If money becomes that, it dictates your choices, identity, and sense of security. As an entrepreneur, serving money leads to greed, anxiety, emptiness, and compromise of integrity because you chase profit at the expense of peace, relationships, and purpose. Serving the Lord first anchors you in truth and allows money to remain a tool, not a master. So two things there, right? If we are making money our God and it is the main essence of everything, right? We chase profit above all else. We optimize for output. Then by extension, having healthy relationships, maybe even just health in general, or serving the Lord's people, which could be a purposeful thing, and peace. Peace and relationships and purpose is not necessarily very profitable, right? And so by extension, if money is the root of all things that we optimize for, then we will sacrifice those things. And then things like anxiety, emptiness, continuous state of lack, right? Which is comparison, which leads to anxiety, not feeling like I'm doing enough always, right? Just always chasing. That's what it will lead to if money becomes the root of everything in your life. And so we hear this, but we don't really let it sink in, because as entrepreneurs, our goal is to obviously build a successful business and maximize profits. And so there's a balance in this, right, that I'm trying to figure out. And I've just realized that in my own life, the more I strive to optimize for money, it's so easy to, by extension, give up on relationships and health and your peace. And I don't necessarily think that's a good thing. And I don't necessarily want to chase profits as the end all be all. I want to live the life of a good man. And so somewhere in what I wrote down, there's some knowledge that I think needs to be meditated on. And so I wanted to share that with you guys this morning. This is the good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. This is the good stuff. This is really good. So this milk's nice, but this is a bit more raw, in my opinion. And it's obviously same brand Campiel, which I just know is amazing. So I'm gonna take one of those. Boom. And I'm taking some yogurt as well. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. This is what you want to see when you're buying croissants, ladies and gentlemen. Single ingredients, stuff that I can read, right? And that I know that's in here. Just look at the quality of these. And then I'm getting my sourdough over there. So Peter is asking, what service would you recommend for me to sell to businesses, and how can I learn how to do it? I know how to design websites, which I've done for a few clients in Africa, but I want to focus on US clients. The website design through like Wix, Shopify just isn't recurring every month. I'm still going through the content.
I mean, like, I can't really recommend you any services. Like, AI and personal brand is big at the moment. So based on that, you can sell services for those things.
Like we know a couple of people in the website space that's doing really well, but they've done it for a while, and they sort of like they sort of doing all the big guys, So I don't. It's difficult, right? It could work. I don't think I wouldn't pivot into websites. Like Andre said, personal brand and AI is the move.
Like, you have to also realize what people want is more money. Like, that's all they want. They don't want necessarily more views. They don't want more leads. They don't want more ad impressions. They want more clients, right? So anything that can help them get more clients, like a website, for example, sure, it helps them get more clients, but like it's a process. It's part of the process to get more clients. It doesn't directly get them more clients, right? Like maybe if someone comes into my business and helps me with my sales script and tweaks a few things, or with my sales systems, right? Like I'd pay for that, right? Because that will get me more clients.
Mm. Um, yeah, I don't know, Peter, does that answer? I mean, you can, I see your camera's on. You can unmute if you wanna dive into the question a bit.
How's it?
Good
Yeah,
on you,
so I
man.
don't, sorry, I'm a bit sick at the moment.
That's all
All
good.
good.
I don't have like a specific kind of niche that I want to go into yet. The website is kind of just a little bit of background,
Yeah.
with kind of things that I know, but I haven't looked into like, I know people do content like clipping and things, but I was just kind of seeing, do you guys have
But
any
yeah,
like examples of things that I can look into and then
so
focus on?
personal brand is a wonderful thing. Like that's, I mean, our agency is essentially doing that, right? We're helping essentially personal brand scale, right? By clipping. That's essentially
Yeah.
what we're doing. So I mean, with you doing a little bit of web design, it's not necessarily the same thing as graphic design, but it's, it sort of takes a creative guy. You sort of know how the game works. You can easily pivot into doing personal brand stuff, and I would recommend
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
you can always, there's only three really. You either start your own personal brand, you help someone else scale theirs, or you create like an avatar and scale that personal brand, right? Um, yeah, like that's probably what I would recommend. Maybe look at doing stuff like that. Graphic
Okay.
design, content, anything marketing or orientated for like big brands would work really well. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and it's future proof,
Yeah,
right?
it gives
Like
me a better idea.
yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. Go and have a look at that. And it's not, it's super, like you can learn any skill in 20 hours. And I'm telling you right now, if you already have a bit of web design under your like flarke, like you will be able
Yeah.
to do it, right? Like it's not that difficult.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks.
Good
Okay,
morning, Quentin.
fantastic.
How are you?
Good yourself.
I'm doing very well.
Listen, I've got a whole long list of questions.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Be prepared.
It's only 2 pages, don't worry.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we've gotten up to week 4 in the mythos and the client acquisition. After
Okay.
that, there's nothing.
Oh, with the modules.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too sure with how far more under it is with these modules, but we are gradually, how should I say, releasing them each week.
Oh, I see. So he hasn't done the next ones yet. Is that how it works?
No. Well, I mean, most of them are finished. We just need to get to recording them. But yeah, the modules aren't all finished. That's why we're doing these consulting calls.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm wondering then, I wonder because I'd like to start to make some money now.
Yeah, of course.
I wonder if maybe a change in focus then, and it just came up for me now, because, obviously what we are trying to do is we're trying to get followers and following and getting the right people to interact with. It's taking time. And obviously we wanted to be the example. We did it for ourselves so we can do it for you type thing. But then maybe I must look at another different niche then. To make it up the agency or something.
Look, the niche would not work. Or well, I mean, you could change the niche, right? But then you're not going to use yourself as the testimonial because you are in the niche that you are in, right? Unless you change your business model, right? Which was not going to be the thing. Like the main reason, because the main focus is to obviously pivot into an agency in the future. And as of right now, like you mentioned, the intention right now is to utilize yourself as a testimonial. So I still think this is the best way to do it, unless you want to just directly move into pivoting into building the agency from scratch. But I think it might be beneficial to just do what you guys are doing right now and then utilize, because then you have that income like you mentioned, and then you getting yourself as a testimonial. So it's almost like a paid trial that you are doing for yourself.
Yeah, it's like a dry run basically. So if we let me just
I was just thinking about making money if we can start making some money with it.
If we want to go into lead generation for a network marketer that's struggling. Okay, we need to be able to say we did this for ourselves. That's the original
That's the
reason
original
Like
reason.
why we
you
did it
you need
this
to
way.
be like the main thing is you need to be able to showcase what you can do. So you
Yeah.
don't necessarily need to do it for yourself, because also the form of lead generation that you might do for potential clients or as the service delivery for your agency might be different to how you're generating it for yourself, right? So either way, you guys are going to learn new skills to utilize in the service delivery of the agency. So it's inevitable that um, you guys are probably going to attract clients and sign clients without even really having to showcase that you have done that specific lead generation for them. You know what I mean? Because there's different ways to generate leads.
But then we need to start looking into that thing.
Yeah, because
What are the different ways to do lead generation for someone else?
Yeah, like I mean, there's only a couple. Andrew is definitely the better person to speak with regarding that. But to get back to what you guys are currently doing, there's no reason for you guys to not make money through what you guys are doing right now. Um, what's the main thing, right? Because I think the worst thing we can do right now is to jump ship. Like I don't think like
okay.
that's the main thing is we should stick to the one thing. I would much rather want to divert our attention back to what you guys are currently doing and where
Yeah.
we could rather spend the time to get more out of it. Because it's
Yeah.
one thing to
Okay.
build the social media, to do that, to try and get leads out, but it seems to me like we are focusing more on following people, whatever. Like for example, a question I would ask is how much messages are we sending right now per day, or are we capped? Because previously on our previous call, the main thing that we were struggling with was the amount of messages or outreach messages that we could send people, right? So,
Yeah, it's
like,
getting better slowly.
because that if we are
Yeah.
if we are wanting to make money, that's how we're gonna do it. That
Okay.
is focusing on the lead generation, which is sending people messages. So,
Okay. So we need to start sending them DMs, right?
instead of jumping ship now and
Okay.
focusing on a different thing, let's
Okay.
solve the problem, which is getting leads, which is DMing people. So we need to focus on how do we increase that volume? Why is Instagram blocking us to do so? What's the most efficient way to do that? That's the problem we're solving. It's not that the business model or the thing is not right. It's this problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 100%. Awesome.
Thanks,
Thanks very
Craig.
much,
I
Quentin.
appreciate it.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you guys
Quentin.
so much. Yeah, keep me updated and remember to send over the copy on the group so that we can do that. Verify the account and do the
Got it.
testimonials. And maybe while you guys are doing the content, send it over to me. Let me have a look. I want it to be finished in 2 weeks. That would
Right,
be
Yeah.
let's do it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Okay.
Cool,
Okay.
guys. Okay.
Great
take
stuff.
care.
Thanks very
Thanks,
much, Quentin.
You
Cheers,
go
man.
well,
Okay, bye.
Quentin.
They're good in you. To flat right, yeah? Right, so I'm with Andrew right now. We are busy planning technically our second live event, but we're going to call it the currency arbitrage. Just stay tuned for that. Our ads and stuff might be going live as soon as this video goes live. I'm going to ask Andrew to show you guys sort of the model we are using, because it's definitely a lot more, there's a lot of nitty gritty things that you don't really know that goes into a live event.
So we don't exactly even know, like first when we started this thing, it's like, we just thought, okay, couple ads and event and then we print money. You know, you look at all these events and you see the final image and you're like, okay, it looks pretty simple. It's like maybe a boxing match. You just see them boxing, like I can do that. But when you actually start boxing, like shit, it's actually way harder than I thought. So we were kind of fleshing it out at the moment. And so this is basically the marketing side of things. So just like general awareness and just getting people hyped up. And then we got the VSL. Basically, you know, it's a video sales letter converting them. And then we got a couple of other things here, which is the VIP ticket. So that's pretty cool that we added. It's different from our previous one. We got the free access, all free, and then the YouTube event, which is the final product you see on the end. But there's actually so much that goes into this. Like, this is just one aspect of it. Let me just open this. Now, this is the script for the VIP upsell, basically this one. You know, scripting this, so every single thing we need to script, make sure the copywriting is good, and then we need to film this and then you need to edit it, and then you need to make sure the targeting is correct. There's so much that goes into it, and when you flesh it out, you kind of understand like, this is actually a lot of hard work.
This is just the marketing. Then we still actually need to build out the webinar, right? So like then we actually need to provide the value, which is the main thing. This is just to get people on the event. So it's actually pretty crazy, but I really think this is going to be a very, very great success, right? I think it's going to be really good. So and the cool thing is when you build out the structure, like we just showed right now, when you then run your second, third, fourth, fifth event, you essentially just copy and paste it into the structure. You change the copy and you adjust whatever you've learned from the previous one, right? So, for example, maybe throw a bit more money behind the ads, maybe change the targeting, change the volume of ads. So it's all about optimizing the sales funnel, just the funnel in general, right? So, excited for this. Busy filming some ads for our event. And Andrew just got his, is this weekly delivery of steak?
No, that's like a month.
Shout out to BioMaxing. This is arguably, in my opinion, one of the better companies to buy your meat from in South Africa. How much is this?
So this is the perks of staying in South Africa. All of this is like let's say 20 days, 30 days worth of supply, $100, $100. Where on earth? And it's the best quality you can ever find.
Yeah, and this is sirloin, by the way. Do you know how much kilograms you ordered?
It's 300 grams times 30. So
times 30.
9K?
Yes, see. That's amazing. BioMaxing is, in my opinion, the best, right? It's the cheapest, best quality that you can get.
It comes out to 60 Rand. How much is that? Like $3.50, $4? What?
It's insane. Like I've bought sirloin steak that's 100% free range, grass fed, right? For I think 210 Rand a kilo. No, I'm lying. 209 Rand a kilo, which is extremely, extremely inexpensive. Let's go. So I came to visit Andrew and I packed myself a little lunchbox. Look at this. Raw milk, right? Got some avo, sourdough, and then actual chicken that I need to make here. And then also the spice I got from Durban.
Look at this. Based.
Right. And then also, Andrew got this new supplement. Vitamin D3 plus K2 is not necessarily new, but this specific one is insane. I have not yet looked at the company behind it, right? Like I think a big thing when it comes to supplementation is making sure that the place where you get it actually puts the stuff in here. Because you'd be surprised what companies can get away with. Like they can say there's one thing in there, but then there's actually like other stuff, right? So you want to actually just make sure that where you're getting it from, the sourcing and what they actually put in here is good. But this one looks insane. 10,000 IUs of vitamin D3 and there's 180 servings, and I think this is like just shy of 400 Rand, which is insane. And this was on Takealot. So we have decided to add a third ad to our funnel for the event we're going to be hosting, right? And this one's going to be a lot more like a movie style type of one. And the idea that we have is to do it a lot of like B-roll and then have like the voiceover to be like this narrator.
In a world where AI voices...
So we want to do like a voiceover where it starts like that. It's going to be a lot more like exciting and like sort of showcasing the chaotic life of making money online. Almost like the ad of WAP. So for those of you that hasn't seen that yet, it's something like this.
Our parents told us to get real jobs, get off our phones, go to college. I took a completely different route.
So it's going to be something like that. And obviously it's going to be different. And then we're going to link that back to the event, right? Then we're going to be running ads behind that. So we actually decided we're going to be spending a certain amount to get like around 1 million views on all 3 of the ads. And that will probably lead to a lot of sales in the event, right? There's a big drop off from the people going from the actual ad to the VSL, which is going to be in the community, and then going from the community to signing up and then actually showing up to the event.
And the elite experience.
And the elite experience. So we actually decided to also sell VIP tickets to then essentially pay for the ad, right?
So Alex Mosey calls it customer finance acquisition, so CFA. So essentially that's where, you know how we made $100 million with these money models? Now, he spent $4 million on ads to, get awareness for this event, and he made back $6 million. So essentially profited $2 million to advertise his $100 million money models event. Pretty insane. So we're going to do something like that.
You can actually show the Miro board real quick.
Yeah. So this is essentially how we're going to map it out. So this is the awareness part of it. So this is where traffic is coming in from the site through the ads. Obviously organic content as well. School About page where the VSL is going to be, they can sign up. And then they're going to do an upsell if they want to, or just free access for the event, which we're going to do on 24 October. And then also, yeah, that's about it, basically. It looks simple, but there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes.
Yeah. And so we're actually looking to, so we just scripted the video for the like movie style event that we're doing, or ad. And so now we're looking for an AI video like narrator. Yeah, 11 labs?
No, it's not working.
It's not working?
No, can't find it.
Oh, wait. So yeah, literally just found it. Wait, just play the top one that David was thinking, yeah?
In a world where AI voices
So
sound like robots.
we're going to probably do something like that, just speed it up, obviously change it a little bit. So how do you explain to your business professor that this, what we're doing right now, is the highest leverage activity that you can do? Okay, crew instrumental. So we just Shazam the song to actually be able to use it in the ad. Yeah?
And
This all? Yeah.
No way.
Okay, and now the... It's fucking perfect! But a sun maxing, going outside, getting some sun, always the best. Whether you're gonna kick a soccer, no rugby ball, this is the life. Something to add about the VSLs and the videos we're shooting right now, right? The ads. So like the main thing is, right, is we don't necessarily know what we're doing, right? So we had an idea as to what we want to do. And we do have a bit of a structure, but we are funnel hacking other creators, right? Or other people in the space, and essentially learning from them, while we are doing this thing and building this thing out, right? Because we've never built an online, or we've never hosted an online, live event. So we've never done this before. So we don't know how to do this. But Andre also said the community call this morning, like you can't let, the lack of belief or the lack of previous results or experience withhold you from taking action, because you'll never start. And the best way to improve your actual results or the action taking, right, or becoming better, is to actually do the thing, multiple times. So the best way for us to improve this, obviously through mentorship and coaching and learning from others, but to also just do more events. So the first event is by nature not going to be that great, but you learn from that. The second event's going to be better, third's going to be better, and the fourth's going to be even better, right? So we just need to get the first event going and get it done to the best of our ability, and no matter what and how good or successful or unsuccessful this will be, we will be able to do it better the next one. And so the main focus here is do everything that we possibly can to make this thing as good as possible, but to not let the the perspective we don't really know what we're doing to withhold us from actually posting it and getting it live. Because there is part of this where we are like, we don't really know, and like, is this gonna work, and is this like worth the time or the investment or whatever. And I think hello. And I think the time and the money that you invest, you are actually paying to learn how to do it, if that makes sense. So you can always reframe that as, because it's difficult to justify the ROI if the results doesn't necessarily show, right? So even if you are in a place of doubt where you're not sure if the results will show itself, you can always see on the very least paying for the experience and knowing how to do it better the next time. So yeah, we're going on a little walk now, sun maxing, and then we're gonna hit the gym.
You know, it's very easy to say, I want the Porsche, I want the $100 million business, the whatever, but we are ignorant to the price of those goals because we have never previously achieved them, right? And so I think wanting those things for the sake of just having them is a dangerous game to play. And I mean, these things you learn only in progression, and I think there's levels to it, right? Like, I'm learning a lot. This is merely just a note to myself that I've learned this week is, you know, maybe the reason why I'm chasing some of these goals isn't inherently to have the thing, but to get the thing that they represent. A lot of the times those like things that I'm chasing or looking for that's represented by the goal, right? Like the confidence that might come with a watch, right? The freedom that might come with owning a business, you know, most of these things I already essentially have within myself, right? If I just decide to tap into it and meditate on it, right? And this does not come from a place of cope. Like, I think a lot of people just cope by saying they don't want the car, the house, the whatever. I'm coming from a different place here. I'm saying despite having most of those things, you realize that you can tap into the feeling that's being represented by them without needing it. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, that's how I feel. And I think it's a good way to end this idea and to meditate on. And I think, you know, go and revise and, you know, think about all your current beliefs, your ideas, your dreams, your visions for the future, and really go and dissect it and ask yourself, is this my dream? Why do I want this thing? Where has it come from? Is the person that I learned this dream from or got this thing from or whatever, do they have my best intentions at heart, right? Do they have a life worth living? You know, how does their family life look like, their friends, their business, you know? And is that really something I think I want to have? You are going to be ignorant to what it takes to get there, but in the pursuit of that, by becoming self-aware of what I just mentioned, you will not be blind into taking action and sacrificing things that you do value because you're aware of it now. So yeah, I hope this video serves you.